What's going on, guys? Fearmaky here, bringing you another video. Let's get into it. Let's roll deep and keep grinding out there, guys. Let's dive into the video. Let's go. Welcome back, guys. Let's get into it. 105,000 armor there is what I was checking quickly. This is just a preview of how strong this build is, and it's not even optimized yet. There's a lot more in store for you guys, and we'll definitely be doing another guide on it for sure. But check this out, what happens here when Temporal Blade goes out on all these targets. Boom. We go to 183,000 armor, 259,000 anomaly power, amplified by the death shield. Absolutely insane. You can pause the video if you need to look at that again. Your anomaly power has nothing to do with the death shield mod. That is strictly from your class talents, from me proccing Hunter Prey with Veneda's knife, along with one charge of Temporal Blade. That gives us 150% anomaly power. In addition to using our melee skill, 180% anomaly power. That's why we go from 136 upwards to 259,000 anomaly power. Then you add the additional 43% damage from the death shield mod, Fortress. Then your power goes up as high as 337,000 anomaly power, which allows you to absolutely obliterate challenge tier 15. Nothing can compete, guys. Really tanky, a lot of damage. It's the way to do it, man. It's the way to do it. Anyways, let's dive into the build as we do the clear here. So I'll show it up on my screen here. I'm using the Damascus offering, which has crit damage, status power, and skill leech. Mainly I'm using it for the status power and skill leech, and I modded in the one and only Fortress mod into it. Receive up to 43% damage bonus based on your armor. In addition to that, we are using on the helm Goggles of Time, anomaly power, cooldown reduction, skill life leech, which is a trifecta helm. Comes with double slice. Damaged enemies are additionally cut with an anomaly slice, dealing 50% damage. When you fire your temporal blade, it deals damage, and then a second one goes out for an additional 50% damage. Amplified by your anomaly power and the Fortress mod, you just hit for 2 million plus on targets. Absolutely crazy. In addition to that, we have the Slasher mod, which allows us to cast Temporal Blade twice, an absolute must for this build. On the chest, we have anomaly power, cooldown reduction, status power. I wish the status power was skill leech, but it's still good. Either or, skill leech or status power, whichever you prefer. They're both best in slot in my opinion. We modded in the emergency stance mod. Attain golem protective effect for 4 seconds whenever your health drops to 30%. This is huge toughness and survivability. You absolutely need this. Again, we have martial arts, reduces the cooldown of your melee skills by 50%. This allows us to spam a skill whenever Temporal Blade, Veneda's knife, and Hunter Prey is on cooldown. Spamming your melee skill, which is considered a skill, keeps proccing the Untamed power mod, which is absolutely nuts. Also, we have Pants Edge of Time, anomaly power, cooldown reduction, and skill life leech. This to me is a trifecta. Perfect best in slot pants. On the chest, I wish I had the Edge of Time chest, but we'll get into that in another video. This is one of the part of the rooms for improvement that we can have on this build, in addition to other stuff. But the build can definitely be more powerful, just so you guys know. And I'll show you that in the future once I'm able, and if I'm lucky, to get the mod. I'm grinding the mod out. Anyways, Pants Edge of Time, anomaly power, cooldown reduction, skill leech. We are not using ultimate duration, the cyclone slice. I find it in a lot of my play sessions that it's a lot of downtime from temporal blade and also my untamed power mod. Once I'm able to get the pants, the chest for Edge of Time, then maybe I'll go into Cyclone Slice along with temporal blade and most likely remove untamed power for a different, more powerful mod if I'm able to get it. But we'll see. Both of them works. I just don't like the playstyle where I'm spinning for 15 seconds and my temporal blades is up every 8 seconds. Which I'll show you a run with that as well in the future. I do end up canceling my spin the moment temporal blade comes out to get additional damage. So if you're struggling with survivability, you can definitely go Cyclone Slice with the Grand Bastion mod, which gives you 40% damage reduction from weapon damage and anomaly damage. And the moment your temporal blade comes up, you just cancel your spin and let out your blade. Then you punch, dash, and let out your blades right away for the max damage that you can deal. On the gloves, we are using the Mycologist gloves, anomaly power, skill leech, status power. I wish these gloves had cooldown reduction instead of the status power. We have Cut Loose, temporal blade reduces the cooldown by 20%. And we also modded in Captain Hunter. I was fortunate to get this mod finally as well. I was looking for this for the longest time, which was, preventing me from soloing challenge tier 15 because the elites was taking way too long to kill, and sometimes it would even just kill me. But luckily I was able to get the mod to put the build together for you guys. You absolutely want this mod. Captain Hunter increases your damage against elites by 25%. It's massive. Because the issue with the Trickster with skill build when it comes to map clear is the elites. The trash just gets melted. But elites definitely have a lot more health, and if you don't kill them quickly, they're going to kill you. Because you're going to lose your sustain from all of the ads that died from getting your life leech from them. Then it's just you and the elite, and you better kill him before he kills you. So this is definitely mandatory. On the boots, we're using the footwear, the Edge of Time. It comes with max health, cooldown reduction, and skill leech. What I've noticed is every glove and boots for a set piece does not have bonus firepower or anomaly power. It only has health. So I definitely want to swap out these boots for the Edge of Time chest, which I have not been able to acquire it yet. But when I do, I'll optimize the build, and once I get the other mod that I'm looking for, I'll put another build together for you guys. But we are using the boots Edge of Time, so we are lacking some damage on the anomaly power damage. Usually we were at 161,000 anomaly power, but now we're down to 136 because we're missing that almost 14,000 anomaly power from the boots. But I have to have it on because of the set bonus. Anyways, this comes with temporal armor. This is the mod together with Fortress that makes it so powerful. So temporal armor, temporal blade boosts armor by 50% for each affected enemy. It lasts 8 seconds and stacks up to 8 times. Absolutely amazing. That's how you have our armor go from 52,000 to 183,000. And the more enemies around you, the more enemies the temporal blade hits, the higher this number goes, the more damage you're going to deal. And the more survivability you're going to have. It's crazy. Anyways, the second mod we have Strong Slice, increases the skill damage by 56,000. And that is it. For the skills, we are using Hunt the Prey to dash around between targets, apply a shield to yourself for extra survivability, and then just to be up there in melee, close and personal with the targets, closing the gap right away. We also are running with Veneda's Knife. When you throw this knife, the first damage dealt will be doubled. So when you so initially when you want to open up is you want to Hunt the Prey, dash behind, melee, throw the knife, then let out your temporal blade. That is the most damage you're going to get in that combo. Hunt the Prey behind, melee, throw the blade, Veneda's Knife, then temporal blade. Damage is going to go crazy. And then we have temporal blade. Alright, so we have a movement, a deception, and a damage skill. On our class skills, we went with concentration for the 6% anomaly power. We went with resistance piercing by 10%, so it's flat 10% damage. Concentration. We went with Anomaly Siphon. Activating your melee skill increases your anomaly power by 30%. We went with cooldown reduction for the temporal blade. Concentration, anomaly power by 6%. We went with Wither Siphon to inflict weakness and all targets hit, so they automatically deal 30% less damage to you. We went with Counter Shield, activating your Deception skill, which is Divinator's Knife. It's 50% anomaly power. Disturbance Coating, another 10% resistance piercing for your anomaly power damage. Concentration. Combat Shield Timeline. So activating your Hunt the Prey, which is what we use, increases your anomaly power by 50%. So that's 50. This is 50. With 30, that's 130%. Concentration, 6% anomaly power. Another 6% anomaly power. Cooldown reduction on your temporal blade. And Anomalic Acceleration. When your damage skill ends, increases your anomaly power by 50% for 10 seconds. So there's 50. As soon as you do your blade here, that's 50% damage. 50% anomaly, 50% anomaly, 30% anomaly. Between these four nodes, that's 180% anomaly power. Crazy. Skill Leech. Activating your movement skill increases your resistance piercing by 25%. At the end of your damage skill, increases your armor piercing and resistance piercing by 25%. And then Shielded Readiness for the additional shield. And then for each enemy in close range, your anomaly power is increased by 10%. This is the build that we're running with, guys. That is what we're doing. For our stats, we are capped out at item level 50. We are at 2,299% skill damage bonus. Again, I can get it higher by having a different set of boots and swapping out the chest for the Edge of Time. I need the chest though. We have 90% almost status power, which increases the duration of weakness when we punch. We have 28.7% cooldown reduction. Again, if I get cooldown reduction on the gloves, that would push me over 30%, which is what I'm looking for. Resistance piercing 20%, but when we proc the Leap of Cylinder and the Scion of the Void, that's 70% resistance piercing on top of that. Alright, so it'll be 70% in total. And that is it, guys, pretty much for the stat. And then our skill life leech is 28.5%, almost 30%, which gives us huge sustain. And that is it for the build. I'll leave you guys with the rest of the play so you guys can check it out. At the end of the video also, I'll be chatting with a buddy about the build. I might leave it in, I might not, we'll see. But anyways, you guys enjoyed the rest of the play session. I really want to put together I really want to put together the entire Edge of Time build where I have the chest piece and I have a different set of boots, and then I hopefully find the mod I'm looking for so I can showcase it to you guys in a different video, and that's going to make the build absolutely crazy. I will be releasing footage of multiplayer gameplay through with Tig. He runs a Technomancer full skill build as well, which complements how we play a multiplayer. The build is slightly different than what I'm doing here, in the sense that on the chest piece I'm running with emergency stance, but since we have so much control and crowd control and freeze from the Technomancer while running with his build setup, I drop emergency stance and I take on the mod that gives us an additional 15% more damage to frozen targets, and it just makes our damage skyrocket. I mean, we're almost at 300 million damage when we do our 15s in multiplayer. My goal is to release the gameplay of each map so that way you guys can see how we do it and what it looks like. But if you're fortunate to have a buddy to play with, a Technomancer, that also is doing a skill build and doesn't really enjoy the gun builds as much, then you guys can have a lot of fun and synergize together with that. You know, have him go in the Shaman Tech tree, and whenever he freezes and casts abilities, it increases your ability power. Freezes the targets, you deal additional damage, etc. So this was such a juicy run that I was able to get 3 legendaries in one run. It was worth it. Also on this map here, as you realize, with the melee build and the build that we have, the flying birds aren't really an issue. It's not a challenge. As long as you leap and attack next to them, they come crashing down eventually. You can also aim up your temporal blade, and it will hit them. There's a long frontal cone range on the temporal blades for you to bring them down, so you don't have to be intimidated by that. So we were able to achieve 241 million damage there. Pretty crazy the damage that we did. Temporal blades, look at that damage. Untamed power, slow and push, and Veneda's knife. That is it, fellas. Thank you very much for watching the video. Please don't forget to comment, like, and hit that subscribe button if the content helped you in any way. I hope you guys enjoyed the build. I hope you guys enjoy the difference in this game by going skills. And let's see if they have some announcements this week, some updates. Hopefully they do. Anyways, you guys take care of yourselves and roll deep. Woo!